Hi everyone, I'm your host Diva Danielle, and this is Community Link AZ. Thank you for joining the show. This is the internet show that's a resource for you to people, products, and services in your own backyard you might not even know of. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel so you don't miss an episode. Each week, I'll introduce you to someone who is helping to make a positive difference in the community. We're going to have some fun, learn something new, and connect in a positive way. Let's start the show. Hi everyone, and welcome to Community Link AZ. I'm your host Diva Danielle, and I've got another fantastic show for you. First and foremost, I want to thank you for checking out the show. If you have not liked or subscribed to the YouTube channel, please do so, and follow me on Facebook by liking my page at Community Link AZ. We've got a great guest here today on the show because, you know, this is what we do with Community Link AZ. We're in the community getting to know different individuals who are making a positive change in the lives of others going forward. And Nick Baker is one of those individuals with the organization Lost Ones Found. So thanks for being on the show.
Thank you, Danielle. Thank you for having me.
This is going to be a lot of fun because the work you do is an extension of the life you led. So now this is your opportunity to give back. So before we get a little bit into your story, tell us a little bit about Lost Ones Found.
Okay, Lost Ones Found simply is a community outreach team where we do a multitude of things, from gathering resources to getting kids into treatment that are suffering from substance abuse, to hosting and catering dinners all around the valley, to whatever the need be, wherever we're called to serve, we serve. It is definitely a community outreach team that's just serve first is our motto.
And when you say serve, are you doing this independent of your organization, or are you linking yourself up with other organizations in the community?
We link ourselves up with other organizations as well.
And how are those organizations responding? Because I'm assuming they're smaller organizations, or are you linked up to bigger organizations?
Connection, right? Connection's the main thing. We're just looking to connect with anybody and everybody. So big, small, little, once we all come together, we can really make a dent and an impact on the homelessness and the substance abuse issues that we have in our communities, that plague our communities. So
it is a lot of plaguing in the community, and a lot of people are so standoffish when it comes to the homeless, whether they're young or older. Some people just don't know how to interact with them or what to do. Why is this your passion, and how did you get started in this?
Oh, how did I get started? I got started with community service hours recommended from the court systems, which is so funny. But once I ended up in the park, immediately I found my purpose and direction in life. You know, I had been a person who was extremely selfish in my addiction, and I felt that I had slid so far down the scale in society that I was of no use or benefit to anybody. And then I ended up in the park, and all these people could benefit from my experience, and I actually knew how to help these kids get out of the park and get out of their own way. And that's how Lost Ones Found was kind of born, was through service. I found I was given a life beyond my wildest dreams.
It was a good accident waiting to happen, so to speak.
It was wonderful.
Yeah.
Yes.
And you mentioned the park, and I want to let everybody know that I had Catherine Pugalis-Edick here on the show, and she is the founder and owner of Eris Foundation. And Eris Foundation is a wonderful organization that helps the homeless in the East Valley, and they meet at JC Park in Tempe every Tuesday night. That's where we met and made the connection, and you were telling me about your nonprofit.
Yes.
And it's just unbelievable the good that is extended to those individuals who come. I didn't even feel like it was a handout. I felt more like it was a party. It was a family affair when I went to that charity event.
Yes, it is most definitely a hand up. It's definitely a hand up, and we just try to be there and to love them where they're at.
I love that saying, love them where they're at.
Yes.
Because everybody needs a helping hand, correct?
Yes.
So what are some of the things that you do to help these individuals? Because I know you're a very affectionate person, because Nick was out there hugging just about everybody who came, whether they were first timers to the park or if they've been there hundreds of times. I mean, you're very affectionate. So what are some of the things that you do to help facilitate, you know, Catherine's goal and mission while she's there with Eris Foundation, but also fuel the things that you need to get accomplished in your organization, Lost Ones Found?
So what we do is pretty much whatever God calls us to do. So some kids at the very beginning in the park, they are just really strung out, they are hurt and they are broke, and they are just in need of love. Anybody that comes and asks and that's willing for treatment will escort and help them navigate, really advocate for them throughout the treatment and the recovery world, because it's kind of difficult to get in, kind of difficult to stay in, and it's just so easy to fall back and go back to the streets. So what we do and what my team of guys does, because the majority of us are in recovery, we really try to give them a hand up in that area. And then once we get them out of the park and we get them into treatment, we try to get them stable into some sort of sober living or whatever living conditions that they then get into. And then we'll furnish their place. We'll come with furniture, we'll come with, you know, kitchen, just everything to give them that little bit of extra love that we all needed, and that I needed so desperately at one point in time. I mean, shoot, I barely made it to the park myself, and once I made it there, I just saw of all the beauty that could be done within this little community.
And when you talk about, you know, the work that you're doing, you're very passionate about it. And I think that people, it resonates well with them, because if you have an opportunity, I encourage you, Tuesday nights, 5 p.m., go to JC Park in Tempe and just see for yourself the beautiful work that is being done there between Eris Foundation and Lost Ones Found. And I just want to commend you on that. But I think because you have been there before and you've turned your life around, people gravitate more to you because you totally understand where they're coming from.
Yes.
What are some of the, if you want to share any personal stories that you have of, you know, maybe just lifting someone up because you understood where they are and letting them see where you are to know that it's going to be okay and they can get to where you are right now?
Absolutely, absolutely. So a lot of the kids kind of see where I'm at right now, and they would never suspect or guess that at one point in actually September of 2017, I was in a coma from a near fatal overdose. And so when I'm able to come out there and relate and identify emotion for emotion and share some experiences of how, you know, my decisions and my selfishness ended me up in this coma and ended me up in all sorts of terrible places in life, they get that. All of a sudden they're like, oh man, he's talking my language. He knows, he's been there, he's got the scars to prove it. And from there, once I gain their trust and they can just see that there's some love, that's when we're able to really work magic.
That's beautiful. That's a beautiful thing. So this is sort of like a blessing in disguise. You were, like you said, in a coma. You probably thought, you know, bottom low, how am I going to get out of this? And you turn your life around and look at the good that you're doing going forward to impact other people's lives. And eventually they're going to have a story that they're going to be sharing with someone that's going to impact someone else's life. It's a chain reaction.
Yes, yes. I've been lucky enough to really to see what happens when we get them out the park and we get them into treatment, and then from treatment to sober living, and then to jobs, and then to houses. And just a couple weeks ago, I actually got to go have dinner at one of the first guys I've gotten out of the park, or that we've gotten out of the park, and all of our efforts and love put into him. I just got to go have dinner at his house.
Oh, nice.
In his own place, and to see the shine and the light that comes back to someone's eyes when they make it. And then they come back to the park to serve is what it's really all about. You know, all the kids that the Eris Foundation, that Lost Ones Found is taking care of and got out of the park, they come back and serve because they see that that's where the magic is. You know, that's what it's all about, is to serve others.
They're returning the favor. So how can the community return the favor and help you? What do you need help with going forward? How can they support you?
The community could help us by donations, monetary, food. Mostly just come out. That's all I gotta say. Just come out and get involved. Once you get a feel for this thing, it draws you in. You witnessed it the other night. You're gonna be back next Tuesday. I know it.
It's beautiful. It's a great thing, and I've already made it a call to help, you know, get some donations because once you see the work, you're just blown away, and you want to do whatever you can to help support this going forward. How can people follow you on social media, or where can they follow you on social media?
Yes, so we have Lost Ones Found AZ on Facebook, and then we have all the tags, Grow Your Giving AZ, Move Weight, which is really the altruistic movement behind Lost Ones Found. It really promotes moving love, right? Sometimes the hardest thing to do throughout the day is to show love, you know, and it comes down to very simple things, just kind of opening the door for somebody. You know, it's the really little things, asking someone how their day is, you know, smiling, loving. That's what's infectious, and that's what connection is all about, and that's what we're continuing to try to do is move weight, you know.
Little by little. I told you, another good show. That's why I do this show. It's a feel-good show. My talk show is a feel-good show because we need it. This is Community Link AZ. Nick Baker is his name. Lost Ones Found is his organization. Support them on Facebook by following them. Come out to JC Park on Tuesday at 5 p.m. and see the magic for yourself. And just, get that love, because this is what the community support is all about. You're a fantastic guest. Thank you for sharing your story.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, so I'll have another fantastic guest next week. Make sure you subscribe to the YouTube channel and like us on Facebook at Community Link AZ. Make it a great day, and I'll see you next week.